same page on Git. All right, so you'll create a Git repository for your submission. So you'll go to GitHub, and we'll create a brand new repository. And typically, I'll use the same name as the project. So webdev summer 2, server, blah, 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 the same name. And we'll say that's public. I'll create the repository. We already committed, right? We already have a couple things in there. Let's push what we have so far. Let's see, we already did the first commit. We'll add the remote. As origin. See that origin? So this is going to be our default. If we say git push, it'll push to this repository. If we want to deploy it to Heroku, we'll need to say git push Heroku master, right? Okay, so this will be our origin. This will be our default repository. So we'll do this. So we'll add that as a remote. Okay, and you can see that in the git in the config. All right, notice that it added origins as another remote. Right, so if you say git push, it'll push to this one instead. And then we're just going to push git push upstream origin master. All right, and if we refresh, we have our source code here. Yes? Yes, this is what I'm going to demonstrate. Right. So in here we have, as a commit, notice that we only have the very first commit that included our source code, the git ignore, any scripts that were in here, the Java, the test, our welcome index file, right? And what we would expect is that once you're working on something, like for instance, notice we have a git status. We have those two new files, right? And they're locally in our machine. And notice that we are in the master branch. See that? All right. So here you would have created for the login page, you would have created a branch maybe just for the login page, and you do your HTML, your CSS, all your JavaScript, right? If you want, and then you have a branch, a feature branch just for that. You might break it into multiple commits, right? Multiple ones inside of that branch. So you might have git checkout -b login. So maybe login page. Right, you work on the login. You work on the login page. So now we're in the login page branch. You do your login page, your CSS, your JavaScript, multiple commits maybe, right? Maybe one commit per file, or maybe even many commits for the single file. I don't know. It depends on your style, right? What we don't want to see is just no commits or just one huge commit at the end of the week, right? We want to see a nice healthy stream of commits throughout the week, right? So you work on your login page. So so say you finish the login page. You add whatever new file it is. In this particular case, let's say it's just a login page. You add that. Maybe you do a commit, git commit, and you say added login page. Right. So that has been committed, and maybe you do a push. Now this says that it's going to push to this brand new branch that you just created, this feature branch, which doesn't exist remotely. It doesn't exist on github.com. So it asks you, do you want me to create it? So let's create it. Right, it gets created, it gets pushed. Now on GitHub, if you refresh, if you go to this, it'll say, hey, you just pushed this. There's a brand new branch login page, right? And somebody might say, it says, okay, well, it doesn't conflict with anything that is already there, all right? And since it's just you doing the assignments, all right, then it's okay for you to just merge, right? But if it's someone else, right? As you're in a team, right? When you're doing on the project, you create a pull request. You create a pull request, and this is the URL of the pull request, right? Notice that anybody can merge it, even you. Even you can merge it. Typically, you would configure this so that the person who created the pull request cannot merge themselves, right? Sometimes you even if there's a project manager or there's somebody whose only responsibility is to merge and whatnot, that might be as well. I think that's a little bit too much. So you on Slack or some other tool, you send this pull request to someone. They navigate here. They come here. They look at what you did. They look at all the files you changed, modified. It'll be highlighted here what you changed. If they want to feel themselves responsible for this, and they say, "Yep, I'm willing to debug this at some point a little later," they go in and merge it, and they confirm the merge. Right? Next, once they tell you that they've merged, they let the rest of the team know that that has been merged. All right? And what they will do is come back and make sure where are we? Branch. We're still in the login page. That has been already merged. Right? It has been merged. I can do a git pull and make sure that I have the latest. It says, okay, that I already have login page. I can't actually leave this branch because I have some changes in there that I haven't committed. The registration page, right? I can't leave now. Let me commit also the registration page. It would have been in a different branch, obviously. So let's see what we have here. Status. Let's git add everything. Added our registration page. Let's see what this says now. Branches. We have in the login. 2 branches. 23 seconds ago. Your branch commits, and we just added the registration page. There it is, right? So once you've pushed everything's been out, and everything's out on the remote server. Other team members, once you let them know, right, that everything has been merged, they will need to make sure that they go back to the master branch, right, and git checkout master, and notice it lets you know that you're behind. Right, meaning there's stuff out there that you don't have locally, and well, I do obviously because I've been doing it on my own work. But other folks on the team, they will need to do a pull request. They create a pull, so that all the stuff that has been merged now is in their master branch. Right. If they want to go back to their feature branch, they go to the other feature branch, and they merge the master back into their feature branch, so that they make sure that whatever feature they're working on, right, they have the latest. Right, merge into their feature branch, right, so that the branches are not way off from each other. Okay, all right, a little bit on Git, but I think maybe you already are familiar with this. So I'll assume that you're an expert on Git. All right, from now on.